Great Eats and Healthy Living. It's AC with AC Art of Food, and welcome to Test Kitchen. Okay, morning edition. We are starting this morning with a great dish that's going to be a twist on French toast, a baked French toast, but it's going to be savory. Okay, and usually I'll have a glass of red wine for heart beneficial properties, but this morning we're going to start it off with some delicious cold and refreshing pineapple juice. And pineapple juice is also advantageous to the body and for great health because of the bromelain properties that it has that are cancer fighting, as well as the fighting of other illnesses and colds and flu, because it has more vitamin C in it than an orange. Okay, so drink up. So that's how I'll be sipping. Okay, now like I said, we're going to do a twist on a traditional French toast, a baked French toast, because we're going to incorporate some bread items, a specific bread item that maybe you bought for an event, or you bought and the family just didn't go through. That's the case with me. I bought these and everybody was on it for the first couple of days, but now I have maybe like 4 or 5 of them left. Croissants, okay? And if you're anything like me, I love an amazing croissant, okay? Flaky, buttery, all those good things. So I have, of course, regular olive oil that we're lining a small pan. We're having a business meeting this morning, and I have 2 of the AC Art of Food team, 2 members of the team coming over to discuss some things. So of course, you come to AC Art of Food's house, AC, I gotta be cooking up something. And now I'm gonna take my croissants, okay? So I have about 1, 2, 3, 3.5, 4. So we got about 4 croissants that I know good and well are not going to be eaten, and I don't want to freeze it. I don't want to take up additional freezer space or anything like that. So what you can do, you can align these croissants in the oil pan, okay? And just lay them flat. If that means breaking up some of them, that's fine, but coincidentally, this fits perfectly in the pan. You see that? Okay, awesome. Now, at the price of eggs, I know, but y'all, the price of eggs is going down, so rest assured. So we are going to crack our eggs. Gonna make it super delicious. And then also, this is like a 1-pan deal. So yeah, could I have done scrambled eggs and maybe toasted up these croissants? Absolutely. But when we could just have it one and done, and that's how I like to break open for easy scrambling. I like to pop the yolks, and then I'm going to add 1/4 cup of my almond milk, and just going to scramble this up. Biscuits work fine in this. If you want to do a traditional toast, like with just regular bread, if you have some sourdough bread left over, some challah bread left over from French, look, throw it all in there. That's fine. But now we're going to do a quick take over here at the stove, because these vegetables, we're going to saute these bad boys, okay? Our olive oil. And I'm going to throw in about 1/4 cup of my red onion. Add even more flavor because it's red, right? So it's going to get that, you know, a peppery, a more intense oniony flavor. Okay. Inches of my abstract rose sea salt. Half of a teaspoon of sea salt in here as well. And to our croissant lined pan, we're just going to take a little bit of mozzarella and we're going to lay it over the top, okay? And then we're going to make sure the cheese kind of gets into the side, because it's going to hold it all together in addition to the egg, okay? Now it's time for us to go ahead and add our egg mixture. And then I like to take my fork and I just press it down. It's not going to be flat while it's in there because the oven and the heat is going to make it rise a little bit more, but you want to make sure we're soaking the croissants, okay? I would even poke. So what I'll do is slice up some thin slices of tomato. Baking healthy tastes good, but we can also put in there look good as well, okay? We're mastering the art of making healthy taste good, and we eat with our eyes first. So what we can do is just place these tomatoes strategically on top. You gotta salt it, okay? So I'm gonna take a pinch of the salt and just put it on top of each of the tomatoes. If you were a tomato fan, hey, go off, okay? If you want to put slices of zucchini, maybe you had some zucchini left over. This is like a repurposing meal, okay? So even if you had spinach, maybe you had spinach the night before for dinner, you could take that spinach. It's already sautéed. It's already cooked and prepared. You can put that on there, and the only thing you have to do is really sauté some onions, okay? So this is just, you know, using what you have to repurpose into another delicious meal because, hey, the financial rebuilding or financial strife that's going on right now, let me tell you guys, use all that you have, and a large portion, if you're anything like our family, a large portion of our finances go towards feeding our family. And with me, you know, higher quality, higher price. So this is what ultimately we have and what it looks like. Isn't that gorgeous? And we just used what we already had. If you were a croissant fan, like I said, if you're not a croissant fan, bagels would even work nicely with this, but I would just make sure you slice them in half and lay them out. And make it your own. That's all we ever do. I'm gonna sip on that. Ooh. And we're gonna go ahead and throw it in the oven. And we're gonna bake it on 425 for about 15 minutes, and we'll be right back. We are back, and the savory croissant French toast is done. That's what we're gonna call it. Depending on your oven, look at that. It puffed up, the egg cooked, the spinach, and it looks really pretty. Like just a pretty presentation, okay? And we're gonna let that rest here. We cook it simultaneously with our delicious chicken sausages. So breakfast is done. We have our vegetables, we have our sausages. If you had some nice fresh cut fruit, that is a great accompaniment with this as well. We are going to go ahead and cut this because one of my team members has arrived, so we can get our meeting started. Yes, the brand manager herself. Yes, Bella Grind. So Jen, this is something that you could definitely eat. Okay. Do you like croissants? I probably should have asked y'all that before.
I like croissants.
Okay. So this is a meal that I put together based on the things that I already had. So what I'm telling everybody is that if you had like spinach left over from dinner the night before, and if it's sauteed with onion or whatever, you could just take that out of the refrigerator and put it on top of this. So I just broke up the croissants, laid into the pan. Okay. Mixed up about 5 eggs. Okay. With about 1/4 of a cup of almond milk. Okay. And mix that up and laid that on top of the croissant and spinach.
You mix the eggs and the almond milk
it's separate together. Okay. So it makes like a custard. Okay. Right. So if you do a regular French toast, usually you dip the bread in there, you griddle it, you could do that, but a baked French toast allows you to do other things. Okay. You know, so you don't even have to worry about it. But this is a savory one. So of course we seasoned with abstract spice at every level from
Of course we did.
From the red onions to the spinach, and even with our thinly sliced tomatoes on top. Because isn't it a South thing? Like we both, you know, from dirty. Like every time you slice a tomato, you gotta put a little salt on it. Just for kicks and giggles.
I don't know that there's another way to eat it.
Okay, so it's not. It is a 30349 Southern Georgia. Call it whatever you want to, but you can't just have just naked tomatoes out there like that. You gotta
absolutely not.
You know, and a little bit, you know, on there. So we're gonna go ahead and cut into this, and then chicken sausages. These are my favorite. Jan, your blood type health session says that chicken is not the thing for you. Right. So she's still deciding, because the thing about everything is that you don't have to do all or nothing, right? So you can gradually, if you're eating, it's like an 80-20 thing. So if you're doing majority of the time, you're doing good. And I know for a fact, because you call me about them vegetables. You've been killing the vegetables.
Y'all heard that?
You've been killing the vegetables. I'm very proud.
Thank you.
I'm very proud. Okay. So she's been adhering to her blood type health session, and it shows. Is that not? Thank you. I really like that, even though it's blue. Well, you know, Deltas look good.
Deltas look good in any color. I was just getting ready to say.
Yes, boo. We make it. We make
I
it
feel like they were all designed for us anyway.
Vibing is what it is.
But this is black owned Kalana Barfield, so you know we represent.
Love that. Okay, I'm gonna have to drop that in the thing too. So we're gonna go ahead and cut this.
That's what I wanted.
And something about a croissant. And you got a croissant, it's amazing. And let me tell you something, I used to be really, really gluttonous, and I would actually put butter on a croissant, which is just, it's too much. Because that's
you don't put butter on croissant.
No. Because butter, I mean, you can, but that's just added on like cholesterol, because the croissant is made of butter.
Yeah.
It's just butter and, oh my God. Amazing.
They are good. I like a good croissant.
For the spirit.
I don't eat them often though.
Yeah, I don't either.
I
but
can eat a good croissant.
With a nice preserve, like a strawberry preserve. Gonna grab
Oh,
this.
this looks good. Her food always comes out perfectly to me. Then I go home and try it, and
You
mine doesn't
always
look
say
like that.
But it does. So right now, what I'm making sure is that we're loosening up. Even though we oiled this pan, I'm just doing the due diligence and liberty of loosening, because it is egg, and egg can be funky. And it can be very stubborn.
No, it looks really good.
So we're gonna take this one. This one has the pretty tomato on top.
Okay.
Look at that.
Oh, that's really pretty.
Look at that steak.
Oh, that looks good.
Yeah, all in there. You got your spinach, you got your croissant. So we're gonna lay this on here. And I don't know what you decided, but I'm gonna go ahead and put a couple of these sausages on your plate. And see, the good thing about this is too, like if you have a crowd coming over, it's okay. Some people eat meat, some people don't eat meat. Just usually when I'm doing things like this, I don't put meat in it. I may have like a side of maybe like some turkey bacon, the sausages or whatever, so that it doesn't spoil it. Everybody can have some of it.
Right.
You know, so it doesn't put it in.
That's like a frittata, right?
It is. It is absolutely like a frittata, whereas a frittata is, I like to call it a crustless quiche, because it's usually just the egg. So this can even be almost like a quiche, but the crust of it is
but it had
the croissant. Yeah. So, my love.
Okay.
This is for you. That's yours. You enjoy it. It just looks pretty on the plate. I need them.
Now, y'all, I don't eat pretty. I enjoy my food, so let me show it to you before.
And I will have to.
I might have to go off camera because
You can go off camera.
Super
and then,
Dope producer doesn't like for us to eat
He does not.
on camera. It just feels like it's not cute.
That's your fork. Enjoy.
This is mine.
Yes.
I showed the people. May
You
I go
showed the
partake?
people. You may partake. And she's gone.
Feels like it's not cute. So
That's your fork. Enjoy.
this is mine.
Yes.
I showed the people. May
You
I go
showed the
partake?
people. You may
Okay.
partake. And she's gone. Okay, guys. So what I do know about my team is that when they're eating something of ACR food and the eyes close and you can see the eyeballs kind of rolling and the dancing of the fork in the air, then that's usually a good thing. So that is what I'm receiving right now from over here. So you guys have to try it. Okay, and you know what? I'm gonna try it too. I usually do the same. I don't want tomato on mine. I just want the regular one. So I'll get the one that doesn't have the tomato on it. Which is okay. And if you want to add mushrooms would be great with this. What other things do you think you can add to this, Sharon?
I'm wondering if I wanted to substitute spinach for kale. Would that compromise the taste?
You could do that. I would, because you know why? It would not compromise the taste, but it would add a more pungent flavor, which is okay, right? Because we know that the spinach is very subtle. However, and plus, because we're sauteing it already in the pan, it's not going to be as thick and, you know, as dense as, say, like other will be.
Do you think that the vegan cheese?
So, guys, this has been an amazing test kitchen. Yeah, we're doing some new things. So, be sure to drop in the comments. First of all, I want you to subscribe, okay? Subscribe to ACR to Food. Here on all social media platforms, it's ACR at ACR to Food. But I also want you guys to comment on what you would think could maybe amp this up a notch. Okay, what other ingredients would you add to this? What different types of breads would you use with this? Okay, I want to know. It actually, you know, motivates me and inspires me for my next creation. But guys, thank you so much for joining AC with AC Art of Food. Make sure you subscribe to acartoffood.com to check out everything that we're doing, and subscribe to our site to get our newsletter weekly for great information on making healthy taste good, because that is the art of AC Art of Food. Great eats and healthy living.